According to the accounts of the King James Bible, Israel, as the direct heirs of Jacob, is recognized as the chosen people of God. Various passages emphasize God's eternal commitment to them, ensuring that even in challenging moments permitted by Him, they would never be completely abandoned. It is relevant to highlight this, considering that throughout history, the Jews faced significant and persistent opposition. Unfortunately, other groups have also been victims of prejudice over the centuries. In this video, we will explore 7 episodes recorded in the Bible in which divine intervention saved Israel from being completely destroyed. And look, miracle number 7 is the one that concerns me the most because it is very close to happening and is directly related to the times we are living in. My name is Bruno Cordero, and I would like to ask, can you say at least once that God saved Israel? Comment on the video and stay until the end to see if you're right. And if you enjoy this video, please like it and subscribe to the channel. Deal? Miracle number 1. The epic account of the miracle of the Red Sea crossing and the defeat of the Egyptian army is highlighted in the King James Bible. The narrative describes the incredible saga of the Israelites, who were enslaved in Egypt for 430 years. As the Hebrew lineage multiplied, Egypt, fearing a possible revolt, imposed severe adversities on the descendants chosen by God. Upon witnessing the suffering of His children, God chose Moses as a guide to lead them to the long-awaited land of Canaan. However, the Pharaoh hesitated to release a crucial group for his economy, fearing the impacts on his empire. In retaliation, the Most High sent a series of 10 plagues to Egypt, tormenting not only the nation, but also challenging the worshipped gods. After these divine manifestations, the Israelites gained freedom, embarking on the journey to the Promised Land. However, the Pharaoh's heart filled with remorse, leading him to pursue the Israelites with his army in the arid deserts during their escape. The Israelites found themselves trapped between the vast sea and the approaching vengeful army. Amid desperation, they witnessed the power of God in action, with the sea waters parting to create a dry path. When the Egyptian soldiers attempted to cross, the sea returned to its original form, submerging them and putting an end to the threat against God's people. Miracle number 2. The clash at Rephidim against the Amalekites stands out as a landmark before Israel reaches the Promised Land. The Amalekites had already proven to be formidable opponents. The biblical narrative describes an unexpected attack by the Amalekites, seemingly without provocation. God instructed Israel to face this adversary, marking the beginning of many conflicts throughout history. Moses entrusted the command to Joshua, while, from the top of a hill, he raised the divine staff representing support and divine strength. As the King James Bible recounts, "And it came to pass, when Moses held up his hand, that Israel prevailed, and when he let down his hand, Amalek prevailed." Exodus 17:11. Aaron and her assisted Moses, holding up his hands until sunset, resulting in Israel's triumphant victory. Miracle number 3. The strategic fall of the walls of Jericho, an ancient city on the way to the Promised Land, is detailed. This capture was not just a tactical maneuver, but an essential step to establish Israel in the region. The city seemed impregnable, and the Israelite army was not prepared to besiege it. Divine intervention was crucial, with the Israelites marching around Jericho's defenses led by priests carrying the Ark of the Covenant. After 6 days of daily circumvolutions, on the 7th day, with trumpets and fervent shouts, the walls crumbled, ensuring Israel's triumph. Miracle number 4. The remarkable victory of Gideon over the Midianites in the land of Ephraim is highlighted as the 4th miracle. Gideon, belonging to the tribe of Manasseh and a descendant of Joash, lived in a time when Israel was vulnerable to invasions due to the lack of unified leadership. The Midianites, in particular, posed an intimidating threat. God recognized in Gideon the potential to be the spark of resistance, calling valiant warriors from various tribes. Gideon formed an impressive army, but the Lord, wanting to emphasize that victory comes from Him, indicated to Gideon that his ranks were excessive. After some divine tests, the troop was reduced to a select group of 300 warriors. In a God-guided occasion, Gideon approached the Midianite camp and overheard one of them sharing a dream predicting Gideon's victory. With renewed faith, Gideon equipped each man with trumpets, containers containing hidden torches, and horns, strategically positioned in groups around the Midianites. Under Gideon's command, they sounded the trumpets, broke the containers, and lifted the torches, creating the illusion of a massive army. Surprised and overcome by fear, the Midianites fell into disarray, being defeated by the hands of Israel in their frantic retreat. Miracle number 5. The mercy revealed in Nineveh is the 5th miracle. This episode highlights God's boundless compassion and the opportunity for redemption even for those hostile to Israel. The story of Jonah and the great city of Nineveh, known for its hostilities against Israel, is marked by a divine message of imminent destruction delivered by Jonah. Surprisingly, when faced with this prophecy, the king of Nineveh and his people show deep repentance in the authenticity of this collective call. God chooses to reconsider his judgment, saving Nineveh from the announced destruction. This act of mercy not only saves the city from its imminent downfall, but also ensures that Assyria does not pose a significant threat to Israel for some time. Miracle number 6. The sixth miracle highlights the shadow of Assyria over Judah, especially in the days of King Hezekiah. In the late 8th century BCE, Assyria emerges as a military, cultural, and scientific power. The northern tribes of Israel had already suffered from Assyrian fury, and now the threat turned to the southern kingdom of Judah, where Hezekiah reigned in tumultuous times. The grim news of Assyrian conquests undoubtedly instilled fear in Jerusalem. Stories of Sinbad and his legions, who had erected 46 fortresses and were about to capture Lish, circulated everywhere. The sacred scriptures vividly describe the siege of Jerusalem, with formidable Assyrian legions camped around the city, mocking Hezekiah, ridiculing the God of Israel, and intimidating citizens with ominous prophecies. Even with the brave defenders of Jerusalem and its walls, it seemed they were at the mercy of the Assyrian giant, who had already caused destruction. Desperation hung in the air, all routes seemed blocked, and Hezekiah, realizing the imminence of calamity, cried to heaven for a miracle. At the dawn of a new day, the scriptures recount a miraculous event. Sinbad's legions are annihilated, forced to retreat to Nineveh, where he meets his tragic fate at the hands of his own sons, near the altar of Nrok. The abrupt fall of the mighty Assyrian army remains one of the most dramatic turning points in history. Miracle number 7. Moving on to our seventh explanation, we highlight the significant confrontation between Gog and Magog. The pages of the book of Ezekiel present the mystical visions of Ezekiel, a devout minister of the magnificent Temple of Solomon who was among the exiles in the land of Babylon. He shared with his contemporaries the understanding that this exile was a divine punishment due to Israel's deviation from the Most High. At the same time, he revived the belief that the Lord would lead the Israelites back to Jerusalem when they returned to their principles. At the heart of this prophecy, as detailed in Ezekiel 38-39 in the King James Version, is a future in which Jews peacefully settled in Israel would be threatened by Gog. Faced with this attack, divine wrath would be revealed, resulting in the defeat of the aggressors. The Israelites would spend long periods burying the defeated, and the Lord, with great fervor, would declare that through this battle, nations would recognize his glory in Israel. Ezekiel envisions a revival for the descendants of Jacob, where dispersed Jews would be brought back to their homeland, and the divine essence would never hide from them again. Certainly, there are countless moments in the scriptures where the divine acts in favor of the Israelites. However, addressing all would be an extensive task. Like this video? Make a donation of any amount to the channel and help us produce more videos like this and spread the gospel to more people. Click on the link in the first pinned comment. We rely on your generosity. And watch the video we made talking even more about this topic. Click on the suggestion that appears on the screen, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. See you there.